Hello YouTube, Beather here back with another kicking action figure review. Today's review is over the Arrow 2-pack from DC Collectibles, and I got this the week it came out. Very cool set. I love the show Arrow. Very excited for Season 3, now that Season 2 is over and all. Very excited for The Flash. Yeah, Season 2 ended this Wednesday, just so you get an idea of when I'm filming this. But yeah, wow, incredible. Loved it. But I had to pick up this set when it came out because I loved Arrow. I hope we get a Flash and more characters from Arrow as well. An updated Deathstroke, Huntress maybe, definitely Black Canary. Definitely need those. So that's pretty much gotta happen for me. But yeah, so here's the 2-pack. This is going to be kind of a lengthy review because these are both very great figures in their own right, and there's a lot of detail and stuff to show, and they also have a lot of accessories and articulation, and I'm going to do size comparisons and talk a lot about them. So this might be a little bit of a lengthier review, but it should be a good one. So yeah, I'm very excited. All of their accessories are on them for now, except for these interchangeable hands. Right here, they are fist hands for Arrow, or Green Arrow. I'm just going to call him the Arrow right now. So he's got 2 fist hands. Well, that's another thing I meant to say. They might make an updated version of the Arrow also, because he has a domino mask now, you know, like Robin and other heroes have. He has a domino mask to help hide his identity better than that paint he has on his face. And also, he has a new bow and some other stuff. So, they might make an updated Arrow for a new 2-pack or a single card or something. Because he has a new bow, because lots of really hardcore fans complained about how the bow wasn't accurate, even though it was kind of necessary for him to have this type of bow because it made it easier to do stunts. But they were like, oh, it wouldn't work the way it does, so now he has a more accurate bow that he can still do stunts with, so because he doesn't have a compound. Anyways, yeah, getting a little too deep. They both come with a lot of great accessories. Obviously, I think it's best to show the Arrow first. I got my own Stephen Amell action figure. He's a fantastic actor, by the way. His facial expressions are just like wonderful. He does a wonderful job. He has a lot of accessories. I'm going to remove them as I show them to you and then show you articulation. He has a lot of arrows. First up, he has this bundle of arrows you can stick in his quiver there, which is cool. So if you want to do a shot where he was running out of arrows, you could if you're into ACBA or something. And he has 2 single arrows in case you lose one. But he's got 2 single arrows. You just put them on the bow. And then there is, of course, the bow. I tried to have him hold it there, but it kind of outstretched his hand a little too far for my comfort, which is really nice. Also, lots of great detail and paint. Nice string. That's really cool. Very cool. I really dig that. So he doesn't have as many accessories as Deathstroke, I guess. So Deathstroke has 4, and I guess he also has 4. 2 arrows, a batch of arrows. Oh well, if you count the interchangeable hands, I guess he has more. But just weapons and stuff, they're equal. And Arrow has more if you count his interchangeable hands. So, yeah, articulation. You got in and out on the legs here, which is good. I'm not crazy about these joints on DC Direct. They've only been using the ones like this for like video game and TV figures because they're better for detail, but they can't go forward and back much at all. Almost not forward at all, and just back a little bit because he's got that curve on his bum, which makes it a little easier for it to move. Knee bend, swivel, pivot right here on the boots, down, and little ankle pivot right there, as you can see. But above that, no waist joint. For some reason I thought there was, I don't know. You got a good ab joint here. I kind of like it. It's fine, no problem. You got some up and down on the arms right there like that, as you can see. Also up and down on the elbow swivel, and you've got up and down on this hand like this, and turn, and forward and back on this hand. So there's different articulation in the hands, but this one turns as well, which is weird, but it works. No problem at all. No problem at all. As you can see, the hood is kind of rubbery, so you can pull it back, which I don't recommend. It doesn't look too great, but you can do it. You get your Stephen Amell head there, which you can look all around. And now let's get into paint and detail while his head's out. As you can see, it looks just like Stephen Amell. He's got his classic Green Arrow beard. He's got the paint on his eyes and everything. Even good detail and stuff in painting the hair, even though it's not really showing on the figure most of the time. The hood looks great. Looks just like his suit from the show. I like his little arrows he's got here. I think they're for throwing. And the other one's on his arm. I think he throws those. Kind of like Arsenal would. If you guys are familiar with Arsenal, who I believe Roy Harper is headed towards being like more like Arsenal instead of Red Arrow in the show. And since he, you know, spoilers and stuff, has the Mirakuru in him. I did say spoilers. Just so you guys know. But yeah, lots of great detail and paint shading and stuff all over. He looks really, really good. Really, really good. He's got even a little bit of tread on the bottom of his feet near the peg hole. So yeah, he looks great. And he's got cool accessories and all. Now let's move to Deathstroke. And this is the first Deathstroke of the series. This one's not Slade Wilson. God, what's Deathstroke's butler's name in the comics? I can't remember off the top of my head. But that's this guy. They were partners instead of, you know, master and butler. So, yeah, really cool. It comes with this really awesome gun. It's actually a really, really neat gun. Your other characters can hold it as well. Your other DC Direct characters. I have the Arkham City Deathstroke, and these guys have some pretty interchangeable weapons. But yeah, it's got a nice kind of chromey gold on it. Very cool. I don't know much about weapons, so I couldn't tell you what type of gun it was or anything, but it looks really cool. It really does. And in addition to his gun, he has this sword, shing, right here. Very nice metal color on the sword. He holds it just fine and everything. Just so you know, I'm gonna take pictures of everything. And also 2 more accessories. He's got a knife down here on his boot, shank, you know, just basic knife right there. And in this holster here, you've got a pistol, basic black, no big deal. But yeah, he comes with a lot of weapons. They both do, which is very characteristic of the characters. But now detail and paint on Deathstroke, very, very cool and very, very awesome. It looks like his mask is dirty. He's got a lot of good paint shading on the mask. I'm not going to try to show it because it's bright and there's not enough for it to be real obvious. You can obviously tell this isn't Slade Wilson because he has, you know, 2 eyes. Very, very cool. He's got this strap here I'm not too crazy about. It's rubbery so it doesn't, you know, break off and stuff. But it doesn't like stay put. And this will like come way up here or go way down here and just kind of flop around. So I have to like kind of pull it over the shoulder there to get it to stay like that. And I don't mind doing that, but then, you know, when I use articulation, bring this arm up, my finger hits it and it just flops over. So, yeah, but he's got lots of cool pads all over. This cosplay doesn't look like it'd be too terribly hard to do. It would take some money and some effort, but it wouldn't be the hardest cosplay ever. He's got lots of great detail on his hands and paint there. Lots of good pads. Definitely looking great. His holsters, his legs look really cool. He's got them shin guards. And his shoes, interesting detail. You can see they're really dirty from being on the island for so long. Not being able to clean them or anything. Really dirty shoes. I think that is That's attention to detail if it ever was right there. Looking very good. It's got that peg hole and all. Now articulation. You can move his head all around, forward, back, side to side. You know, it's just move it all around. And you saw me bring the arm up and earlier, so you got up and down, forward and back. You got an elbow bend, bicep swivel, and you've got this joint on this hand like that. Also swivel it, and this one's up and down. Also, just like this one is. So you can see his hands have the same articulation, while the arrows don't, but the arrow doesn't have bicep articulation, he just has a swivel on the elbow. That's their big difference, because this guy has the same kind of ab joint the arrow does, which is good. No waist joint. In and out that works well, but forward and back that doesn't. It looks like it does, but it'll cut into your figure. I think the quality control can be better. You see that damage right there? That's from trying to articulate his leg. So that really blows. But yeah, this guy also has a thigh swivel, as you can see, which the arrow does not have. And a double knee bend, which is awesome. Arrow doesn't have a double knee bend either. He just has the single knee bend and then the rotation there, which is super hardcore. And this guy doesn't really have a swivel on the shin or anything, though. So the arrow has a swivel on the shin, but this guy has a knee joint, a second knee joint. That's the trade-off. But yeah, ankle pivot too, up and down. So they have the same amount of articulation, just a few points are in different places. So no big deal. But yeah, they're both really cool. Good articulation for DC Directs. Don't really like the upper leg too much, but what you gonna do? Not too bad. Good articulation and stuff, though. Really good detail. And they seem to scale fine with each other. So now, how about we scale them with some other figures? So here are Arrow figures of some other DC Directs. On the left of them, we have the Blackest Night Black Lantern Superman. And I think they scale up well together. You know, they're all about the same height and whatnot. You know, Superman's got that huge comic build, but he's also Kryptonian, so it doesn't really matter. And then over here on the far right, we have the Arkham Origins Deathstroke I mentioned earlier. Really cool figure. I've been using him as my Arrow Deathstroke. I like this figure so much, in fact, that if they do come out with an Arrow Deathstroke, I might consider not getting it. I'll probably still try to get it, but because Arrow's awesome, best thing on TV right now. But yeah, Deathstroke, really cool. They scale up well also. Their heads are a similar size. See, these ones that are based off like video games and movies and stuff don't often like, their bodies are always good and stuff, but their heads always seem to be a little smaller than the comic characters. But I think they fit better with Deathstroke. So yeah, they look really cool. They look better with the more detailed ones like Arkham Origins and stuff, but they look really cool with your other DC Directs. Now here they are with some Mattel figures. First up here on the left we have the DC Unlimited New 52 Flash. I feel like Flash is too small. You know, these DC Directs are just scaled bigger, so they don't really work out. Then over here on the far right we have the Manhunter robot from the Green Lantern Classics Wave 1 series, and they don't scale up well either. He's also too small. If anything, like, Manhunter should be the same size or larger. So they don't really scale up as well. So it's not going to scale up well with your DC Unlimited, you know, DC Universe Classics type figures. Now here's some Mattel Movie Masters with our Arrow figures. I like to show them as well as the other Mattel figures because they are a different scale. But sadly it's a smaller scale. So our Dark Knight Rises Batman, which is the same sculpt as the Dark Knight Batman here on the left, isn't going to scale up well with these guys, which is too bad because their detail matches up pretty well. And if we had a DC Direct Batman like that, he'd look really cool with them. Like, thankfully we have the Arkham Origins Batman, stuff like that. He looks really cool with these guys. Over here on the right, we have the Man of Steel Superman, which is a figure I really like. A lot of people rag on it, but I like it. Sure, it doesn't have an ab crunch, but He's a cool figure, and he's an upscaled movie master. But he doesn't scale up well with them either. He'd also look really cool with them. If they made a DC Direct Dark Knight Batman and Man of Steel Superman, I would definitely get them. I really, really would. But yeah, sadly enough, these guys don't scale up together because they would look great if they did, but they don't, which is too bad. It really is too bad. So what are my final thoughts on the Arrow 2-pack from DC Collectibles DC Direct? Well, it's really awesome. Highly recommended if you're a Green Arrow fan. Highly recommended if you're a Deathstroke fan, even though this isn't the traditional Deathstroke. Hopefully we'll get a figure of him too. That'd be really awesome. But it's a really cool set. My biggest gripe is the leg articulation. The rest of the articulation is great. Don't like the leg articulation. I do like all the different accessories and stuff we got, and the interchangeable hands and everything. That's all really cool, but that leg articulation, while it's better for the detail and looks great, I don't get much forward and back. Because it seems like with that old DC Direct articulation, we got only forward and back and no in and out at all. And with this, it seems like we get a good in and out, but no forward and back, or not enough to matter anyways. But these are cool figures nonetheless, and I'm really, really proud to say I own this set. It's a really, really good set. You can get it for around 45, 50 bucks, which isn't bad, considering if these were single carded, they'd be like $25 figures. So 50 bucks is what you'd pay for them separate. Doesn't really bother me. But yeah, really, really cool figures. Highly recommended. I gotta give these guys 4 out of 5 stars. If it wasn't for that leg articulation, they would definitely get 5 out of 5. If it wasn't for the leg articulation, this would be a 5 out of 5 set. But that leg articulation, it hurt my figure, man. It scuffed my Deathstroke, and that kind of peeves me. That kind of peeves me, buddy. It peeves me. But I would also like to mention, I don't feel like the weapons in this set are fragile. Because I feel like I'm going to break my Deathstroke from Arkham Origins weapons every time I display them. But I don't feel like this Deathstroke sword or anything is going to break at all. Yes, that's it, guys. 4 out of 5 stars. Please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below, including links to the last review, Facebook, Twitter. Follow me back on Twitter. We also have links to other YouTubers' channels, like Mr. T at Prime, Corticon. You can follow them. Jimmy Dan 93, Jimmy Dan Gaming. He's a gaming too. The other two are toy channels, and Jimmy Dan Gaming is a gaming channel, obviously. But you can check out our other channels, which is like Super Friends Benefits, which is our gaming channel. You have the Slender Happening, which is our Horror Drama Suspense channel. B3 Productions, which is like a vlog channel. You can see action figure stuff over there too, like unboxings, collection updates, hauls and stuff. And also like full collection video, which will be coming soon once I get a few more shelves. But yeah, for now, that's it, you guys. 4 out of 5 stars. Rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all later. Thanks for watching.